God told David through Nathan, I gave you thy master's house and thy master's wives into thy bosom. You took over everything that Saul had. You just walked into it. I gave it to you. I gave you the house of Israel and Judah. I gave you all the 12. Nothing was lacking. And if it had been too little, I would moreover have given unto thee such and such things. I would have gave you whatever you wanted. Why would you do such a thing? What would happen is that this action, because this kind of stuff happens a lot. It's not just David unaliving Uriah. It can happen in the form of you going to seek counsel and you going to seek direction because you really need it. You ever been in a situation where you were confused and frightened and you really needed spiritual counsel and sound direction from people that you knew or you felt like knew God better than you, and they betray you? That's exactly what has happened. It gets no higher than David, y'all. There was nowhere else to go. There was no person in the house of Israel higher than the king. The house of Israel was directed by the king at this point. Nathan is at the king's beck and call. David has gotten to a place in his walk spiritually that he is somewhat the priest of Israel. He does not need Nathan in the sense that Saul needed Nathan. David has his own deep level of experience with God. David comes to the table equipped. David can critique his priests. David can partner with his priests and come to a conclusion on a thing to figure out what God is saying because of David's vast level of experiences in his walk in life leaning on God. Yet Uriah is plotted on by the man of God. He has no reason to not trust David. I'm sure he's thinking in his mind, okay, something does seem up, but this is David. This is the high priest of God. I got my faith in God. And I got my faith that God is going to keep David in check. It's all I got. I got my faith in God. I know David is a man and he's bound by flesh and blood and temperaments that we're all bound to. I'll take that into account. And having taken that into account, I will now put my trust in God to manage David in his management or his interaction with me. Yet David sets Uriah up and gets him unalived over nothing. You know what it was over? It was over the fact that David did not want to own up to his wrongdoing. He wanted to cover a wrongdoing. that he didn't need to do. There was no reason for David to have done what he did, outside of the fact that he got comfortable. Too much time. I keep telling you, this thing, when these people get in these seats,